was built to last with the limbs and the weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grief and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim, yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grief and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy, only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed fastest. So bitch, I better love me. Look what I'm becoming. In my mind I'm running all around circles. Better thoughts are coming. And my mind is like a reflex. It knows just what I need next. If I could just believe, then I know I can turn all of my thoughts into a real threat. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. Yes, another beautiful day here at my Mind Over Your Matter. May 14th, 2025. On a Wednesday. And this world is crazy. We're living in wild times. It's Trump has just proven America has a problem. America has a problem. A big problem. The problem is it's already it's within our government. It's in our government. It's certain people are very dark, very, very dark, and they don't want to see anyone succeed because there's this word called jealousy that's very poisonous to the individuals that are really feeling it. And the Democrats they need to slow down. They need to slow down. They're getting themselves into a area they really don't want to be in. They don't want to be in this position. It's not going to be great for them for the next decade or more. It will devastate that party. No one will take them account. Like, they won't take their account. They just won't listen to them. It's like, it's so sad because the Democratic Party was not like that. The Democratic Party was for the people, and they were the ones that were against war. They were the ones that were for the middle class. And it seems like a role reversal has taken place. And now the Republicans are for the middle class and for peace and for fairness. And the Democrats are for war, divide. They want a race war. They want any kind of war they could conjure up. It's pitiful. I'm gonna give you guys two examples tonight show. For those who are watching on replay, thank you very much. I truly appreciate you guys. I know you can't be here at the time that I start, and that's understandable. Today I had a lot of things to do in the day, so I wasn't able to do the show early today. I wanted to do it like around 11, 12 o'clock today, but I had other things I had to take care of. So a lot of running around and getting things accomplished, and got that done. And I was like, well, let me do something at least for tonight. So I just wanted to show you guys the energy, okay? And this is how this is where I base my, like, everything I get off of media or social media or from other people. I just feel everybody out. I just feel everybody's energy, and then I go with that. And this is the type of energy that I've been watching today. I'm gonna give you an example of two different energies. One coming from Fox News, the Faulkner Focus, and then the second one I want to show some video from Benny Johnson's show, the Benny Johnson Show. He's such a great dude. He's a cool dude. Like, I like his reporting. Some things that he has done in the past that is really, like, I don't agree with certain things. Like, I don't know. It's just his comedy is not like my comedy. But his reporting is really good, and I give him credit for that. And let's see if I can go ahead and jump onto that. Give me a second here. We're going to start with the Faulkner Focus, and I want you to see this energy and see the aggressiveness, their train of thought, where they're at in their minds, while the big boys are wheeling and dealing and helping this country to progress this country. This is what the Democrats are focusing on.
Members of Congress slamming their bodies into our law enforcement officers, shoving them, screaming profanities in their faces, striking them with their fists, and otherwise assaulting law enforcement. The behavior was lawlessness, and it was beneath this body.
That's ongoing now. The DHS secretary there and the acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement both testifying before House lawmakers today. Kristi Noem and Todd Lyons are facing contentious questions from the Democratic lawmakers in the room, and the tensions are building over all about the clash between ICE agents and Democratic lawmakers in Newark, New Jersey last week. So that's a flashpoint today. Republican Congressman Buddy Carter has introduced a new resolution, and it would remove those three House Democrats from their committee posts over that behavior that you see on the screen right there. Wait, the lady in the lawmaker in the red jacket, she eventually body checks him and then has her hand above his shoulders. Anyway, Democrat lawmakers in both chambers are accusing the administration of obstructing oversight in that.
The right of peaceful protest is sacrosanct in America. The Trump administration and often its Justice Department doesn't seem to believe in it.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them here in the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do? I mean, what record?
It's a red line. It's very clear.
It's a red line to go after people who were body checking law enforcement or ICE agents. Law enforcement was there too. A spokesperson for the National Republican Congressional Committee responded this way: radical Democrats are now openly threatening law enforcement just to stand behind their criminal illegal immigrant MS-13 buddies. Every single American is watching very closely and won't forget this for a second, end quote. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin.
The fact that it was these three members of Congress who trespassed, broke the law, and stormed that ICE detention facility. They put law enforcement at risk, they put our detainees at risk, and they put our staff at risk. The fact that they put hands, they body slammed, body rammed, push, shove, whatever you want to call it, it was assault on our ICE agents, and it's unacceptable.
In focus now, Republican Senator Katie Britt from the great state of Alabama. She sits on Judiciary, Appropriations, and Rules Committees. Great to have you in focus today. Look, this was more than just a photo op for Democrats. They're willing to get physical out there, not in the defense of American citizens, but those behind bars, 75% of whom are have committed felonies inside that detention facility. Your reaction?
It's absolutely despicable, and Americans deserve better. I think Democrats are making it clear. They have the backs of criminal, illegal aliens, and Republicans have the backs of the American people. I mean, when you see this level of aggression, I wish we would have seen this passion and fortitude when it came to the lives lost from these criminal illegal aliens. What about their victims, Harris? I mean, you think about Rachel Marin. We heard nothing from Democrats. Those lawmakers serving in that space, not taking time with her mother or her children after she was raped and brutally murdered. You see these members storming this facility, assaulting ICE officers. It is absolutely reprehensible, and America deserves better.
So when you hear the leader of the Democrats in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, say if they try to arrest those 3 House members that we see in the video here, they'll just have to find out what happens. That sounds like a threat. What do you think he's threatening?
Look, Harris, I'm pretty sure that Hakeem Jeffries, let's rewind, no one is above the law. No one is above the law. Hearing Senator Schumer, this is yet another Schumer show. Look, their words mean nothing. We saw them take up for Biden, saying that he was fine. You just covered it on your show. That was absolutely false, and they knew it. They also know that these members were way out of bounds. Not only were they past the threshold of which they should be, but assaulting and pushing an ICE officer, there are consequences for that. The lawlessness is over, and we are sick of these Democrats finding ways to try to take up for people who are here illegally, forging these paths instead of the people that they actually serve. Look, on November 5th, Harris, America spoke loud and clear. They said, we want secure borders. We want secure streets. We want our children to be safe. That is what we are putting forth as the American people, to the American people. That's what President Trump's vision is. That is what DHS is executing on. That's what we're working on here. I was proud to pass the Laken Riley Act and to help these criminal illegal aliens, help our ICE officers get these criminal illegal aliens off of our streets.
Look, I want to talk more about the people that you just mentioned who are inside this facility. Let's not forget who they are. Authorities say there are known MS-13 gang members, an illegal immigrant wanted for murder, and a legal immigrant arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. And I said 75% of them in that facility have committed felonies. More from Secretary Noem's opening statement now.
I'd like to remind Americans and everyone in this body who is detained in this detention facility are murderers, rapists, known terrorists, MS-13 gang members, drug traffickers, and other heinous actors. I hope that those members of Congress will so passionately protest on behalf of the American victims that they were elected to represent, and not just violent criminals who are in this country illegally.
Look, you were just making that very point. I wanted to show the audience that, we're in lockstep among the Republicans on this as a nation. Why aren't we in lockstep on the other side of the aisle? Quick thought on that, and we'll move forward.
They're out of touch with the American people. They have let the liberal wing of their party now controls it. They care more about this than they do the people they serve. And it's a sad day for America. And I hope they wake up before it's too late, because what they're doing is reprehensible and certainly unsustainable for our nation overall.
A federal grand jury has indicted that Milwaukee County judge, and this was making huge headlines in recent days. FBI agents arrested that judge for allegedly helping a man sneak out and escape immigration authorities. Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan faces 2 charges of carrying a maximum penalty of 6 years in prison and a $350,000 fine. Prosecutors say Judge Dugan helped an illegal immigrant and his lawyer out of her courtroom through a back jury door last month after learning that ICE agents were in the courthouse there to arrest him. This is egregious. Your reaction to maybe moving forward now with this?
This is an example of rules for thee and not for me. And this is what the American people are sick of. 2 tiers of justice, people taking their liberal ideology to the next level, thinking that laws don't apply to them, thinking they know better than the rule of law. And look, there are consequences for this, and we're going to see that play out. And that's exactly what should happen.
Senator Katie Britt, a pleasure to have you in focus today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno.
Okay, so that's the energy. There is super negative energy. You see, you felt the rush of these Congress people going in and rushing in and body. It's not they use the word body slamming. There was no body slamming. They're probably meant to say body checking. body checking is a hockey term where you check on, you're just, body checking. You hit them with the stick, and you you're hitting it right onto their body, and that's what she was doing. So for her, that term body slamming, I agree. No, of course she did not body slam anyone, because if she did, she would be in really deep shit. Okay, so there was no slamming, but body checking, yes, for sure, it was happening. Now the next one I wanted to show, give me 1 second to set it up here, because this is the next one I wanted to show, is this energy, and this is from the Benny Johnson show. Now, tell me and let me know, do you can you feel the difference how the world feels about Trump compared to the United States, where he is the president of? Look at the difference. We just saw some crazy bitches over at the ICE detention center going crazy, ape crazy, and then they're trying to claim that they were mistreated and they were assaulted and all this crazy shit. Okay, look at how the world views us, like how they view Trump, and how the respect.
Donald Trump jetting off from Saudi Arabia this morning, and the Crown Prince posting this, getting a ton of love online. He even drove Donald Trump in a electric golf cart. The Crown Prince chauffeured Trump himself. This is how much Trump was loved and respected there in Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's worth saying, not only does the Crown Prince never show up at the airport, right? It's his kingdom, right? Okay. So in his kingdom, world leaders go to him, not the other way around. But MBS went to Trump and then traveled with Trump the entire way, and even personally drove Trump. That's nothing but love. I mean, that's love and respect.
Real quick, that is true love and respect. Like, big time love and respect. Like, they did not do this for Biden. Biden, he didn't even get an aerial rug, like, to walk down. Like, Trump had this rug, this purple, beautiful rug. Purple is my niece's favorite color. So I'm looking at this purple, and I'm like, holy smoke, this is beautiful. Like, as Trump was walking down Air Force One, and you see the beautiful purple rug, like, that's the symbolism. Oh man, this is like super good for us, the United States, and for Trump. But you have these negative individuals going crazy. They're going crazy. They're having Trump the Ranger system. They're BTS. Their syndrome is too. They can't understand. They can't comprehend, and they're self imploding, and they're going to cause harm to the society here. It's a very dangerous times. Very dangerous. These Democrats are very, very dangerous. Not all are dangerous. I'm not saying not every one of them, but if you think like a Democrat right now, it's like the government should be watching you. Like, for real. That's crazy. Like, the way they think. But let's go ahead and continue here and let Benny show you how the world respects something the United States needs to learn. They need to learn how to respect, especially the president of the United States. Come on now. That's why these people are too, I don't know, they're getting way over their heads. But let Benny go ahead and continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump got a lot more love and respect. Today, he is currently in Qatar. This is the Qatari Air Force flanking President Trump's Air Force One, giving them a military escort as
That's
they
so
traveled
cool.
into Qatari airspace. How cool is that? Donald
That
Trump
is
looking
so
out the
freaking
window
cool.
at
Military
the
escort.
military jets flying beside the plane.
That's wild.
Great.
That's
It's
true
just a
respect,
complete
man.
thing of beauty. Look at that. You can
Beautiful
see the pilots
jets.
looking, waving, right? Thumbs up there. Look at how cool this is. Doha right
Wow,
here.
look at that.
The jets as Air Force One banks and circles the city.
And that's
It's
pretty.
freaking awesome. What a view flying into Qatar. And they were just getting started, baby.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Donald Trump is met by the emir of Qatar on
The
runway
Cybertrucks.
and gets into his motorcade. And guess what they have waiting in the motorcade? Red freaking Cybertrucks. Kick ass is that?
That's
A
badass.
red Cybertruck motorcade. You ain't never seen it. Look at this.
Look at this red
Hot.
freaking. They're police
damn.
cars.
Obviously, a massive shout out to Elon Musk.
The Cybertrucks are police
This is
cars,
clearly
police
a
vehicles.
tip of the hat to Elon, right? That we're gonna put some red Cybertruck. It looks like police vehicles here, right? So they've turned them into Cybertruck police vehicles. You can see the sirens on them,
That is
the light
so
bars.
freaking cool.
Dude, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, it is.
Look at how beautiful these roads are. Qatar's roads look like this
Why New York City roads don't look like that?
because your roads
You know what I mean?
have nothing but
Why
potholes
Connecticut
and
roads
filth
don't
in
look
them.
like that? Why a lot
Here
of
in America.
roads in this country don't look like
We
this?
fund, of course, the infrastructure around the world.
I wonder where the money's going
Degenerate,
to.
Traitorous leaders refuse to fund any
I'm pretty
infrastructure here
sure
in this country. We pay for all
Qatar,
this.
with the American money,
This
has
is all
put
paid
in
for by the Americans.
to the
Taxpayer
infrastructure,
or-
and look how great it looks. They
No hate
invest
to Qatar. I mean, I
within
take this deal
themselves.
too.
In the United States, they're
But
stealing
it
from
gets
us. We
even
can't
better.
invest. They're not doing the
Starting to see
work.
some horses
Everything.
come
The
into
roads are
shot.
shitty.
Well, guess what they
Like,
had
It sucks.
after the Cybertruck motorcade ended? Which
But
is
yeah,
just-
look
I
at their
still can't
roads.
get-
The
I still
roads look.
can't get
Look
over
at
the
that.
angles of the
What?
red Cybertrucks. Is freaking awesome.
Beautiful. Look
But
at
yes,
that.
it gets
Wow. Look
even
at that
better.
train.
This is a Fox News alert. President Trump arriving at
Fucking
Qatar's
camels.
royal court this morning. You see the camels on the right side
Oh,
walking on the
come
grass.
on.
You see the beast on the
Oh
street
man.
there. It is 2:46
Camels.
in the afternoon in Qatar. He just landed moments ago at the airport.
Yo.
Apparently, they will have a state visit today. Tonight, they will have a state
is
dinner
respect.
at Lusail Palace.
Right. This is traditional from that culture. They did this also in Saudi Arabia in the last trip. I remember that.
Did Biden
And if
ever
you
get
look
anything like
closely
this?
on the overhead shot of the camels, you'll see those signs that say, please,
Biden
you're
did not
responsible to
get
clean
this.
up after your camel. So if you're
Biden
on that
got that
camel,
fist bump. That's
You have to
it.
get down off the camel.
All right. So Donald
Biden
Trump
didn't
has
even
a
get none of
camel
this.
motorcade.
Look at the
I've never
respect.
seen anything like it. Maybe the first
Respect
time
for our president
ever, hopefully
around
not
the
last
world.
time. Normalize camel motorcades, as many have called it, a camelcade. And also sword dances, please. Look at these dudes dancing with their swords. Can we normalize that as well?
We don't see that here in the
President
United
Trump
States. The United States
in
right
a
now, these Democrats, they
magisterial
all want to
arrival
protest.
here.
They want to
Now
cause
we have the
chaos.
horses
Man, they
with
almost
massive
tried to attack
American and
RFK
Qatari
today.
flags on them. So
Like
the
the protesters
horse-mounted
went crazy
cavalry,
with JFK.
the swords, and the
I
camels.
gotta bring up that video.
It's so
Let me see if I can bring it up on Fox
America's
News
back, baby.
here.
This is what it looks like when the world respects you again.
Give me 1
And
second.
these beautiful horse riders, desert horse rider Bedouins that are carrying American flags. How cool is this? It's just so great to see the country respected once more. What happens next? Well,
Yeah, man,
the
that's
horses
respect.
carry President Trump's motorcade all the way into the palace there. And the drone shot kind of zooms out. Donald Trump meets the Emir of Qatar. And they're all laughs and smiles. What does Trump tell him? He says, thanks for the camels.
There in a second, and then you look at this, it's so beautiful. As a construction person, I'm seeing perfect marble. This is what they call perfecto, and just a great job you've done, and what a beautiful place. And we appreciate those camels. I haven't seen camels like that in a long time.
Wow.
And that was some greeting. We appreciate it.
We appreciate the
Wow.
camels. Look at this from
But look at the
from windows
horses
of
and the
motorcade.
camels.
Check it out.
Like they had,
This is
he had
from
a
the
whole.
motorcade windows. The camelcade, we call it. The camelcade. Oh man. We are living in extraordinary times. We are living in epic times. Parade of Camels greet Trump in Qatar. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump
Right?
Day.
Happy Hump Day.
Look
It's
at
Wednesday.
that. The freaking how cool it is to have American flag and a Qatari flag. To have these horse-mounted cavalry, I suppose, right? Yeah. Yeah. Freaking awesome. Trump has thanked them for the camels. Oh, man. They weren't done yet. Holy moly. Really see what they had locked up for Trump at night. Watch this. Jeez.
Oh, man. They had a night party for him?
I mean, again, he is very much, Saudi Arabia called him the president of the world. Here we are.
Wow. They don't even do that here for him. Wow. Look at the difference between fucking America and the world. And the world respects President Trump. They adore him.
Commander-in-Chief, nothing but love for Donald Trump.
Love.
You never saw it.
Biden never got that.
Biden never even got, he barely got warm food when he went to foreign countries.
He was barely up.
Never treated like this.
He was sleeping
President
most
Trump
of the
speaks
time.
the language of the Arab countries, as they say. Donald Trump knows what it's like to
That's wild,
masculine
man.
energy, know the differences between
Look at the
men
energy.
and women. Donald Trump here for
Look at
dinner,
the respect.
getting out of the beast. Of course, always really epic.
Secret
But
Service.
that welcome here is awesome. Look at that.
Wow, look at that.
Through the palace. Jeez. So awesome.
And Trump's going to the palace.
And then Donald Trump goes out and he nearly joins. There's another sword dance going on there. Trump nearly tops in. He almost did it. He almost did it. Watch. Trump's like, can I go see the swords? Can I go see the swords? I want to go see them. Yeah, let's go.
What?
I am
This is awesome, man.
I am generally disgusted by some of the commentating that I'm seeing by people on the internet saying this is bad. It's bad that the leaders of the world are respecting our president and are welcoming our president and are honoring him, and therefore honoring America and respecting America again. That's not bad. That's the greatest thing ever. It's exactly what you want. It's going to lead to wonderful things economically for this country. And it's going to lead to wonderful things
energy
for the future of our people. If we ever want to travel to these
story.
countries, it's going to lead to less harm for American service members. It's going to lead to more economic opportunity for this nation. And those people who are sniveling and squealing like little piggies, you should never listen to them. That's not America first. This is America first. America first is exactly what President Trump said in his speech in Saudi Arabia. That, like, we're not here to change your culture. We're not here to lecture you and to snivel and to snipe at you. We're here to partner with you. We respect thousands of years of your culture. You damn well better respect our culture and Western civilization. And we're going to unite over our shared interests. That's what real diplomacy is. Not a bunch of virtue signaling and in sniping and sneering at cultures that you may deem as backward or offend your sensibilities because they believe in men and women and two genders, right? Yeah. No, man, it's a good thing. This is all a good thing. And like, if you just if you cared about America, if you care about the way that this country is seen from the international stage, which libs constantly bitch about, oh, what do the international people think about us? Well, then you should love Trump because the international community respects America again. If you need further proof of that, here's probably the most powerful Arab on earth, Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and his cinematic Hollywood-style hype video about President Trump's trip. You should celebrate this.
That's wild, man. Look at the purple carpet. Like, this is like true respect. Look at this. I don't think they ever done that to any other leader. To ever think about it? I mean, Putin? But I don't think Putin ever got something this big, though. This is really, really big. This is like big time respect. They know now they're gonna make money. And how they're gonna make money is they're gonna start pumping out more oil. They didn't do it for Biden, and that's why our gas prices went up so high, like $5. Some areas almost like what, like I don't know, how was gasoline in California? It must have been over $10. You know, that's crazy. Benny Johnson, he's a good man. Questioning him a lot of stuff, but he's still not so bad. Not so bad as a man. But you can feel the difference between like America and we're gonna watch real quick here. Damn, this one's a little long. I don't think I want to watch like the whole damn thing. These are because these are, I think these are live. No, I knew we should get the videos. They're a lot shorter. Okay, we got a video of Trump talking, so maybe we could jump on that. Jump on that. See if I can get that. This is Hannity, so let's take a look at Hannity. We'll switch it over and.
Welcome back to Hannity. We are in Doha, Qatar, and here is part two
happening
of my
with the
exclusive
president?
interview with President Trump aboard Air Force One. We covered a lot of territory. Take a look.
All right.
Many legs to your economic plan that you're laying out. One of the trade deals. Second is tax cuts permanent, no tax tips, no tax Social Security,
Right.
no tax overtime. Another leg would be energy.
Interest deduction on cars. Remember that.
That's
so
big.
it's no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security benefits for seniors, which is so great. Think of it. And no tax on overtime. But there's a fourth leg that I think is really important of that, where middle income people, but any people, if you buy a car made in America, I'm not interested if it's made anywhere else. I couldn't care less. But if it's made in America, you get, and you borrow money to buy the car, which I guess 80% of the people do, you get a tax deduction on your interest payments. That's a big deal.
Oh,
That's never
shit.
happened before.
Are you
Big deal
kidding
for
me?
people that are buying cars, but
That's a huge,
That's
a
huge.
game changer for the car industry, too.
huge, I think.
Wait.
One part that
I
you
gotta
can't
go back
control,
and listen
although
to that
maybe you
again.
really can.
I'm sorry. Hold on. That was huge news. He added something else to the bill, which, if I'm not mistaken, he said if you buy an American car and you had to borrow the money, like a loan or whatever, to get the car, that you're gonna get a discount or some type of thing. Let me hear that again. I want to
Deal.
make sure.
That's never happened before.
A big deal for people that are buying cars, but
That's a huge game changer for the car industry, too.
huge, I think. One part that you can't control, although maybe you really can because you have such influence with the Republican Party, is the one big beautiful bill. You put out a big statement on that today. And how confident are you, having spent time with Majority Leader Thune, Speaker of the House Johnson?
First of all, Johnson and Thune have been unbelievable. They've done a great job. Their soul is into this, their whole heart and soul. And they're working so hard. And it's always tough when you have a very small, we have a majority, but it's in the Senate 3 votes, and in the Republican, in Congress, it's 7. Now, it was 1 for a period of time. We won some elections in the meantime, but it was actually 1. So now it's 7. And I would say this, even before this big drug and, if you take a look at the cuts that I announced today, if you take a look at the pharmaceutical and drug cuts, they're so massive that I think a lot of Democrats have to vote for the bill, number one. Number two, even if I didn't do this today, even if there was no such thing as these
50 to 90% cuts. I mean, think of it, where we're buying, you're selling drugs in other countries for 5 times more than it costs in the United States. How horrible that is. Anyway, but that's going to be a thing of the past.
Some of them are they're cancer drugs too. Sometimes.
Yeah, everything. It's very unfair to people. They have cancer. They don't have much money. They have enough money to get through this, but then they end up going bankrupt. People were getting themselves fixed up or not getting fixed up. Either way, and still they were going bankrupt all over the place because they couldn't afford the drugs. But if they lived in a different country, they would have paid just a fraction. Think of how horrible that is. Anyway, so I fixed that. Nobody thought it was fixable, and I fixed it. But even without that, I think we would have gotten the bill passed. With it, I think a lot of Democrats have to vote. I saw that a couple of Democrats said, I'd like to be in charge of, I don't know if you saw that. You have a couple of people that go on your show that I assume are moderate Democrats without mentioning names. And both of them said, I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to be voting for this bill. I think a lot of Democrats are going to be forced to vote for the bill because, you add this new element that if this bill passes, you're going to get a 50 to 90% reduction in prescription drugs and pharmaceuticals. When you add that in, how does a Democrat not vote? I don't think they can win an election if they don't vote for it. But even if you don't include it, I think that the Republicans are very unified and something would happen where they will get this vote.
You know what?
I think it's imperative they vote.
But look at the Democratic Party. Look at the leadership that's emerged. Jasmine Crockett, AOC, the Squad, Grandpa Bernie. They seem to be the most.
Well, look at Schumer. He turned out to be a Palestinian. I knew him right at the beginning. And I tell you what, Schumer has turned out, we call him the Palestinian senator, the senator from Palestine. No, Chuck Schumer is very disappointed.
Is he afraid to go against that radical base?
I think he's afraid, yeah. I watch him. He's lost his confidence totally. I just watched Chuck Schumer. I've known him so long, and he's in the other party, but, I've known the guy so long. He's totally lost his confidence.
It's interesting. We're talking about the radicalism of the left. And what's really fascinating is you take up a lot of space in their head. And it's funny, you said, how could they possibly vote against lower prescription drug costs? But in the U.S. Senate, the Democrats were championing the right of men to play women's sports. They've been the party of fighting for the rights of illegals, even Tren de Aragua, Abrego Garcia, etc. They're the party that thinks it's a constitutional crisis, that you and Doge have had nearly $200 billion in waste, fraud, and abuse. They think that's a constitutional crisis. So you're asking, how could they be that extreme? Aren't they that extreme?
Well, not all of them. I think you have a lot of them that they don't know where they are right now. I think they don't know what to do, like men playing in women's sports. I saw a guy that I know, good guy, Democrat. He's trying to justify, 2 days ago on television, he's being hammered. And he's trying to justify men playing in women's sports. And it's sad. I wanted to call him and say, you better get off that subject. That's not an 80-20. That's about a 97-3. Okay? If they talk about, the famous, they always say it's 80-20. What's not, a lot of these things are not 80-20, like transgender for everybody. Let's have transgender for everybody, your kids, everybody.
That's crazy.
That's not an 80-20. They always say that's 80-20. That's 99-1, I would say. So, look, in one way, I don't like talking about it because I don't want to talk them out of it, because, it would be harder to beat them if they were normal on things. It shows that they're almost insane. And they do suffer from Trump derangement syndrome at a high level. And I guess I'm honored by that. But I'll say this, look, we had an election. You were so wonderful to me. You were really an amazing professional. You did it for the right reason. You didn't do it for the wrong reason, but you were so professional. And we won every swing state. We won the popular vote by a lot. We won everything. We won a thing called, that people don't like, districts. So in the country, you have districts, thousands of districts. We got 2,750 districts versus 525 districts. Think of that. That's why when you look at a map, it's actually a very important stat. when you look at a map, the map shows it's practically all red, the Republican Party. And this is a big party. You know, we won. Look how well we did with the auto workers. We won the Teamsters. The Teamsters were big for us. The unions were big. The non-unions were big. Right to work was massive. But the unions, we won unions all over the place. Wow. And we basically won workers. We also won people of common sense.
Yeah.
Rich people, poor people, middle income people. We won sort of everybody. You know, if you take a look at the stats, you know, we did great with Hispanic. The Hispanic people came to us like nobody's ever seen before.
Don't you think
Dude,
the
I was on
Republican
your
Party
side.
is now the party of working men and women?
I do.
I mean, you know, when you put out the threat of tariffs, it was interesting between countries and companies, and I would scroll the list on my TV show, pledging $8 trillion, trillion with a T, in manufacturing.
Yeah, more.
Chips, cars, pharmaceuticals, they're going to manufacture back in this country. That was just the threat of tariffs. Now the deals are beginning to follow.
So we're here for really 2 months because it's 3.5, but you got to give me a month to get ready, you know, make the Oval Office a little more beautiful and things like that we're doing, right? But so we're really here, let's say actively for 2 months. So in 2 months, we have probably over $10 trillion committed, $10 trillion. Whereas most presidents wouldn't have $1 trillion over the course of the entire presidency. And if you look at this poor soul, this lost soul from the last presidency, and I say that because he was a very mean person. They went after our people, including me, but he was a very mean person. He was not a smart person. In fact, if you go back 30 years ago, he wasn't a smart person. You go back to prime time with him, he wasn't a smart person, but he was a very mean person. Joe Biden's a very mean person. People don't understand that. They've ruined lives, they've ruined families, they've ruined so many people. They could have ruined me. They tried to ruin me. Yeah. We're now in Air Force One, flying nicely to the Middle East, right? But they tried to ruin me. But some people weren't able to fight back. Their families have been destroyed. And the level, he knew what was going on, too.
And coming up, more of my exclusive interview with President Trump aboard Air Force One. As we continue our coverage from Doha, we are in Qatar. Stay with us.
Wow. I need to find the continuation to that one because that's fire, man. That is so fire. Let me bring me back. That's fire. I'm actually in the market into possibly purchasing a vehicle, and I'm thinking about American. Hey, if I could get that discount and I could get a banking vehicle, a vehicle that more suits for me, it would be a small SUV. It'll be not the I don't want a big SUV. No, I want the small ones. I would like a small, maybe a Buick. I know they have the little one, the little Buick, and I don't know if I want like the CRV or anything like that. I don't want to get into Honda. You know, I want an American car. I want to put a big ass fucking Trump flag in the back of it and say "fuck you, Democrats," and "fuck you, YouTube." Also, because you guys like. You're y'all very democratic, you motherfuckers. You need to see the light and just wake the fuck up and start letting us be a little bit more vocal. That's all I'm asking. But this should be, let me see. There's of that Trump interview. Because not yet, because they just put that video up. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day, man. I mean, Trump had a busy day while the Democrats were going crazy and beating up on a poor RFK, scaring the shit out of him by screaming all their stupidity during a hearing. And I think those people should really should get in big time trouble for that, because I believe that he was there to talk about something and they interrupted an assembly. So I know by law that that's of course illegal, so they will get in trouble for that. They're probably they'll probably trespass them, and that they're not forever won't be able to go to any assembly or any events or anything that has to do with gatherings like that, the House or the Congress or whatever, or any hearings. They're gonna probably be disbarred. Let me see if I can find it, because I'm trying to look here. I have the big ass television, but I'm really forcing it with my glasses here. And this one here is a too long. That's like the whole meeting itself, because they did continue the meeting. Let me see if I can find it. I'm doing this on the fly. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Nice little hump day. It's hump day and fucking Trump got camels, man. He got that. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous. Trump got camels, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him, man. He really deserves it, man. He deserves it. America don't know how good they have with him. And yet you have the stupidity to continue, and it's like, when is it gonna get any better? You know what I mean? That's just my biggest problem right now is how the hell we have to find a way to make accountability great again, because we need accountability. We need these individuals that are a distraction to be put in line. They need to be put on their place. I don't know if this is the full. I can't really see the time on it. I don't think so. I'm trying to find the RFK video. I usually check Fox News because I don't like CBS. I don't like the other channels. Those other channels is just purely disgusting. I don't like those like MSNBC, all those other channels. They're just I don't want to listen to them. It's like listening to AOC talk like 24 hours straight. Like, I would jump off a fucking bridge. I would jump off a bridge, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'll jump off a bridge on a speeding car. It's like, damn, that's serious. It's like, yeah, off of a speeding car, throw myself off the bridge, off of a speeding car into the ocean or wherever it lands. Then listening to fucking AOC talk for 24 hours. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I can't. I can't with her. She is a mess. Man, I saw it earlier. I don't know where it's at now in the news cycle. It's been a busy day, Democrats are still with their power hungry and negativity. You want to see a little bit of it? Here, I'll show you a little bit of their craziness. This is going to be great. Here we go.
All right, so New Jersey Democrats are defending their actions of storming Newark ICE facility on Friday that ultimately resulted in the arrest of the city's mayor.
Madeline Rivera joins us with more from Washington. Hey, Maddie.
Good morning, guys. DHS says more arrests could be coming as they accuse 3 Democratic members of Congress of assaulting federal agents at an ICE facility in Newark. The lawmakers say it's the agents that escalated the situation.
People just are afraid of this un-American hyperactivity, this weaponization of law enforcement, and the consistent lying.
They made this a violent scene that we were unfortunately all a part of, and it's something that should really shock.
Okay, we just experienced what Trump just went through with the happiness, the fucking camels, horses, like a whole parade. The king was driving Trump around in his personal motor vehicle, his golf cart. And then you come back and you see that's CNN. Fox News is showing CNN. That's what they're showing on that channel. They're showing what you're seeing right there. You see those 4 clowns? That's what they're showing. That's what the little bit of people that have CNN are watching, and they're being triggered and they're turning crazy. It's like MK Ultra on extreme over there. So let's get back to this.
All Americans.
The lawmakers say they wanted to conduct an oversight visit at the ICE facility when a scuffle broke out with federal agents. DHS is pointing to this video that they say shows at least one representative, LaMonica McIver, in the red, shoving her way past a DHS agent. They say she body slammed the officer, an accusation McIver rejects.
You see, I don't like the word body slam.
That supports me body slamming anyone. We were simply there to do our job.
She was shoving and pushing. That's body checking. That's not body slamming. So they're using, CNN is doing this on purpose and using that word body slam. Like, I watch fucking WWE, so I know what's a fucking body slam. That's not a fucking body slam. That's just you're pushing and shoving and you're body checking. That's what's the real term of what's going on here. She was body checking the officers and pushing them. That's a no-no. I don't care who you are. You cannot do that. Now you're putting his life in jeopardy because of your stupidity. Even the train agrees with me. Let's continue.
Oversight visit.
DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin responded this morning.
Body slamming, body ramming, striking an officer, pushing, shoving, whatever you want to call it. It sure looks like assault. People should watch that and decide for themselves. There's no place for that, especially members of Congress. It is so beneath them to be treating law enforcement like this.
Meantime, Newark's Mayor Ras Baraka, who's running for New Jersey governor, is facing trespassing charges for allegedly ignoring warnings to leave the property. Baraka argues he was on public property when he was detained. The lawmakers were eventually able to tour the ICE facility after the confrontation. McLaughlin says the situation could have been avoided had the members of Congress followed protocol and given 24 hours notice ahead of their visit. Lawrence Ainsley and Brian.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madeline. Rachel Compass Duffy just got a tour of that ICE facility. She was there. She called over there. They said, come on over and we'll take you through it. She's live there this morning. Hey, Rachel.
Good morning, Ainsley, Lawrence, and Brian. Yes, I'm right here. I got dressed, Brian, and I came over to the ICE detention facility. And listen, I received the tour that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a representative out of New York, is going to receive in just a few hours from now. And this is what I saw. ICE has nothing to hide. They have nothing to be ashamed of. This facility is so clean. It has, all kinds of recreation facilities, outdoor soccer fields, weight equipment,
And they want to
domino
argue.
tables.
Hold on.
It also has telephones everywhere with signs next to them of how they can, the phone numbers to reach their consulates. It also has legal facilities, computer, webcams. Their doors on the bedrooms, on the places where they sleep, aren't even locked. The facility is actually looks like a high school. Actually looks better than a lot of high schools, and a lot of our own prisons for American citizens could take a lesson from this facility. In fact, the director of ICE, who took me around, Todd Lyons told me that they can't even contract with state and local prisons and facilities. They have to use private facilities because their standards are so high, and it's just too expensive for them to retrofit their facilities to put the ICE detainees in. So that's the lowdown on that. Here's a clip of him telling me the kind of person that comes into this facility. You can't come here, you guys, just because you crossed the border illegally. You have to have committed another crime. Listen, the person who ends up in this facility is not just that they crossed the border illegally. You've had to have done more than that, correct?
Right. So currently today, as we're walking through here today, there's 152 detainees. 75% of those have committed crimes, been convicted of crime, or have pending criminal charges. So
what kind of crimes are we talking about?
Unfortunately, it runs the whole gamut. More than 75% of the people that are here are felons, bad people you don't want in your neighborhood.
Yeah, guys, more proof that, Democrats just love to defend the worst kind of illegal immigrants. So these are rapists, murderers, people accused of burglary and other felonies. Here's another thing that I found really interesting. Everywhere you go, in Spanish and English, there are signs up that say, do you want to go home? ¿Quieres ir a tu casa? And it gives you a phone number that you can call to self-deport. Or you can also just tell somebody in the facility, hey, I'm ready to be done with this. I just want to go home to my country. If you do that, the American government through ICE will arrange within 48 hours a free flight and $1,000 so you can get out. So the idea that they are here with no agency, that they are being, detained with no choices, that's not true. They have a choice to self-deport, and they make it really easy.
Rachel, I'm just curious, and this is the director for all of ICE in the country, and I know you were there touring this facility. But how does the director feel about the Democrats defending the criminals that are in that facility that you were in and not defending the people that they're victimizing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, absolutely. And we had that conversation. We also talked about why they're not out defending or standing up for and looking into oversight at our own prisons for our own American citizens. I know I talked to Representative Claudia Tenney on Fox and Friends Weekend, and she told me the conditions are deplorable in her state of New York for prisoners. So I'm not sure about that. I'll tell you what I thought, and this will ring true with you as well, Lawrence, because you were there in Uvalde. Uvalde, Texas was home to a detention center for unaccompanied minors. And I could not get in there. The mayor couldn't get in there. Members of Congress had difficulty getting in there. They didn't care about the most vulnerable people who come over the border. And they didn't ask for DNA tests. By the way, Democrats didn't for those vulnerable children who came across the border. But they're outside of this facility, making a ruckus, causing trouble, assaulting police officers for what? For rapists, murderers, and other criminals.
Wow.
Okay,
Great
Rachel.
job, Rachel.
Yeah, thanks for getting up early and going out there.
These Democrats are horrible.
You got it.
Yep.
It's interesting that they have the consulate's numbers right on the
That's
phones. They don't lock
crazy.
the doors so that they can move around.
So body camera footage showing things getting physical.
Hold on, before I go into this craziness again. Wow. So you're gonna tell me this place is better than any prison, any jail, and they're just holding these individuals that are murderers and people that have actually done crimes, like serious crimes. They should be in jail, but they're being treated well. I would not be giving them too much all this. Like, no. You're criminals. You should be in jail. You should be sleeping on the floor. You should this is like, you see what I mean? Like, I can't agree on everything, but like they try to fluffy puff this one so that way the Democrats could be, they'll make them look stupid because they're fighting for what they want, and it's actually what they want, and it's clean and it's very usable, and I who's complaining? It's only the Democrats. So let's go ahead and continue watching this body cam footage of these Democrats confronting the agents at an ICE detention center. So here we go. This is crazy. This guy's the mayor of New York, and his party is all around. You can hear him in the video.
When Democrats stormed a New Jersey ICE facility, those lawmakers continue to defend their actions and even blaming the agents there.
Like, she pushing.
People just are afraid of this un-American hyperactivity, this weaponization of law enforcement.
We were getting reports prior to our tour that children were there. We did not know the status of the facility or the status of the detainees. And so that is why we showed up there to do our job.
They made this a violent scene that we were unfortunately all a part of. And it's something that should really shock all Americans.
DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin joins us now. So Tricia, I guess the big question is what happened that day? It looks like law enforcement were trying to do what they do every single day, is transport people that are illegal, that have been put into custody. They normally secure that area. It looks like that the mayor tried to block that, as well as members of Congress. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Lawrence, these members of Congress and protesters, a mob of protesters, stormed this gate to try and enter the detention facility. The detention facility holds members of MS-13, child rapists, murderers, arsonists, drug traffickers, American killers, and for them to try and get these individuals out is just beyond the pale. We know that the mayor, we know these members of Congress want their 15 minutes of fame so desperately, but they're willing to do it at the peril of the safety of our brave law enforcement and even the detainees as well, Lawrence.
Tricia, why didn't y'all charge them? Because it's simple.
We did charge the mayor.
Well, not just the mayor, but the members of Congress. I'm looking at them pushing on law enforcement, trying to get into the facility. If it was any other average American citizen, they would have been charged with assault on cop and obstruction of justice. They should be charged. Why not?
This is an ongoing investigation, Lawrence, but you're absolutely right. These members of Congress, this mayor, and these protesters are not above the law. If they had wanted a tour, we will easily facilitate that for them. We actually laid out the guidelines on our DHS Twitter that show you need at least 24 hours of notice to these ICE detention facilities to make.
Okay. If you was to go do this at the new Super Max prison in El Salvador, you show up like that and you try to do that, you will be shot. You will be shot. Like, these people are putting everyone's lives at risk by doing this. You know, they think this is a joke. They think this is like, it's a power play. That's all it is. You go do this in El Salvador, you see what happens to you. And there's layers to El Salvador's prison. If you haven't been, checking it out, you can check it out on YouTube. Go look at the video of that prison and the layers of security just to get to that prison, and they do the tour inside, and it's wild. That prison, the lights stay on 24 hours. There's no AC. The air comes in, through the breeze. If it's a breezy day, if it's not breezy, oh well, you're gonna, whatever temperature is there, that's what it is. The way they bathe is like, and how they use the restroom, it's degrading to the max for sure. And it's to pay for their sins. the things that they did bad. You're good, you're free. You're free. You do what you want. But if you're bad and you try to do the easy way out and you get caught, get ready to pay the consequences. That's what I'm saying. Bring back accountability. Make accountability great again. MAGA. Let's continue this story here.
Make sure that staff, that detainees, and that our law enforcement are safe and there's proper protocols and proper channels followed.
Here's one of the representatives responding to body slamming agents. Let's watch it.
Honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. What you're watching in a video, and we don't have all of the body cam, and we hope that all of the body cam.
Okay, the word body slam is the wrong word to use. So who's using the word body slam? Because Fox News is not using that word body slam. The only ones I've been hearing that use that word body slam is CNN and MSNBC. The little safe havens where these people go. They only go to CNN and MSNBC. You would hardly ever see these people on Fox. Because that's one thing. They will interrogate her. And she'd rather be at her little safe place. CNN. All right, let's continue.
Cam is released. It was a very tense situation. It unfortunately did not have to be like that. They created that confrontation. They created that chaos.
So did your agents create this confrontation?
Absolutely not, Lawrence. They were just simply doing their job and trying to keep the facility safe. Body slamming, body ramming, striking an officer, pushing, shoving, whatever you want to call it. It sure looks like assault. People should watch that and decide for themselves. There's no place for that, especially members of Congress. It is so beneath them to be treating law enforcement like this, our brave law enforcement. We thank them for keeping that facility safe and keeping Americans safe every single day.
So, Tricia, they later got a tour of the facility. What happened once they received a tour? Did they see anything that was wrong?
Well, Lawrence, you'll probably remember that part of the reason that they were protesting apparently is because they were saying we didn't have the right permitting, we didn't have the right inspection, which is absolutely false. We had all the right permitting, all the right fire code inspection, electrical inspection, safety inspection. But in a press conference afterward, just showcasing that they want their 15 minutes of fame, they actually said that the conditions in the facility were quite good and up to snuff. So it's pathetic, and we won't stand for this in this administration. We're not playing games with the safety of our law enforcement.
When can we expect, real quickly, because I got to run, when can we expect to hear from law enforcement on if charges are going to be pressed? I just think it's a dangerous precedent to set. When should we hear from law enforcement on that, real quick?
I'm going to leave that to the Department of Justice, but this is an ongoing investigation and everything's on the table, Lawrence.
Roger that. Thank you so much for joining the program.
She didn't want to answer
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
So there are pending charges that are coming soon to that Congresswoman. Crazy. I'm getting tired. It's already 11 o'clock. So I don't think I'm going to do the join the show today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll come on. I think I'll come on a little earlier because I got to get a couple of things done in the day and then see if I can do a daytime show or so, and maybe do something in the evening also. I'm getting tired, that's why. It's 11 o'clock. I was up a little late for last night's show because I did decided to come on a little late last night, but not doing that tonight. I'm going to bed early. So we got 2 minutes here, and I'm wrapping it up. I'm tired. I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll talk more a little down the line. I'm going to be doing more of this news, looking into the news and just feeling the energy from the news, because I want people to learn how to distinguish energy. The feeling of how the energy feels. You can feel it from within. It tells you. You feel it, and by just by seeing it, you can feel the energy and the tension, and all that negative energy was with the Democrats. The Democrats have this weird energy right now that is very poisoning. It's very poisoning at this moment. Throw that shit out the fucking window if you can. Get fucking holy water and throw it all at the Democrats right now because they really need it. They really need it. I think they're possessed. I don't know if it's something triggered from within and they're just becoming more like unhinged. They're definitely really off the charts right now. It's sad to see, but it's like, holy shit! If the country's starting to look good and and business is going to start booming soon, and Trump is out there hustling and getting deals, like $1 billion deals. Did Biden ever do this? That old man. The old man was more worried about the ice cream. He was worried about the ice cream more than about like the art of the deal of making like this big like it's a big difference between Trump and any other president, because I don't even think they ever did this for Obama. I don't think they ever did this for Clinton. I don't even think they ever did this for the Bushes. And I'm talking about father and son. I don't think they ever did this for Reagan. This is like history was just made today. And if you saw it, awesome. If you rewatch it, that's even better. But that forever is going to be documented, and it goes down in history. Like, same thing like the Holy Bible. Same thing. This is history. It's marked in history. And it's very powerful. That's such a powerful energy right there. Trump and the like everybody all happy. If I showed it earlier on the show, the energy, I think it was the second one. The first one was the negative. I showed the negative first, and then I showed the positive. Benny Johnson show. And you could tell the difference of the energy and how like so negative to so positive, and seeing all the people excited, and you can feel the excitement of the people and the soldiers that are there, and all the military and the camels. Holy shit. Fucking Trump got camels on a Wednesday. On a hump day. He was over there in Qatar, and they had a camel like escort like on the side, like, but it was like the military riding on the camels. I've never seen that before. I've seen camels in the zoo, and I always felt bad for them because I felt like they're more useful for something than being behind bars. And then I just saw today fucking camels in order, trained, like I need to smoke a little bit more. This day is so incredible. Every day I feel like I get surprised. It's a new day. I'm always surprised every day now. I tell you, the day I do die, I am going to report all this to whoever I come across. I'm going to tell him everything. I'm telling him everything. Make sure you drink water. But I'm going to tell him everything. All the craziness, all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to tell him about Letitia James. I'm going to tell him about Fannie Willis. Nathan, also the lover of Fanny. I'm gonna tell on Diddy. I'm gonna tell on Jennifer Lopez because hello, she hasn't even popped on the trial yet. She needs to be in that bitch too because she knows a lot. She has a lot of information. I don't even want to talk about the Diddy because that's a whole different nightmare to get into, and I don't want to have a nightmare on Elm Street, type of thing here with the Diddy, with the diddler. He's messed up. He's so messed up. Like for everything that he's just done, and like he thinks he's invisible. That's the thing. I mean, if there was a Democratic presidency, maybe different. It might have been different, But right now, it's Trump and the Republicans are running the show. He has that against him, and I'm pretty sure the government record against a RICO case is like close to 100%. So it's a little bit different. I don't think Diddy's gonna. I mean, money talks, but I don't think this. The one that's gonna win is Mark Geragos because he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid, and he knows he's gonna get paid no matter what, win or lose. He's gonna get paid, and not only that, he's gonna get paid, but he also gonna get exposure because his name is back out in the mainstream media. So that's kind of like free multi-million-dollar publicity for free because everyone's talking about him. So he's the one that's really truly benefiting of the whole case. It's a sad case. I've been watching other YouTubers break down the case and read from like the transcripts and stuff, and it's been pretty wild, man. And the fact that I heard that his daughters had to get up, both of them got up and walked out of the courtroom while it got like really disgusting. I don't know. If I was a juror, I probably I don't know. I would be a fair jury, like a juror. I would be fair, but because of my health, I can't. I always get the medical clearance to not do the jury duty. But if I was to do it, I would be fair if I didn't know the case, or if I didn't know the people, that's fine. But if I knew the person like Diddy, and then I'm going in there already, they would throw me out. They'll throw me out. They were like, it was nice, talking. I said, that motherfucker's guilty. That's what I said. He's motherfucking guilty. But, yeah, no. That's a whole, see, because your energy, like for me, I astral project. So if I go into the Diddy world and go and see all the stuff, like I see everything. I could go into that house and see the house and see all the stuff, a lot of freaky diggity things, and a lot of lube, always in stock on the lube for sure. I mean, I don't know who in the world in one house have 1,000 lubes. That's concerning to me. Yes, this is very concerning. I always wondered if they ever tested it to see if there were drugs or any type of like something in the liquid. They could have mixed it with some kind of drug, because you got to remember, medicine could penetrate through your skin. I do because I have a patch. I have a patch right here. And this patch, I don't think you can see it, but let's see. Hold on. This is a good test for the camera. It's a new camera. So then you get up here, and there's the patch. So the medicine is in this patch, and it goes through the skin. and this patch is for pain. So it's a big patch. It lasts a week, but you can see how it penetrates. So anything that gets in contact with the skin, you gotta understand your pores are in your skin. Okay, enough with the camera. You gotta do like the loser sign to communicate with the damn camera. But you see the upgrades? I did some upgrades. You know, the last camera, it just went crazy, so I had to replace it. And I want to thank Tyson de la Cruz. It's a friend of mine that recommended me the camera, and I went ahead and I bought it. I was like, "Give me your best recommendation." He gave me the information. I went on to Amazon. I saw it. I bought it. I didn't even hesitate. I was like, I fed off his energy. His energy, told me to get this, and I was like, all right, I'm going for it. I don't second guess, especially when it comes to people's, like, if I ask for like an opinion or help, and they give me like an information of something that's good, and they recommend it, I'm for it. I don't hesitate. On that. But I got a camera, and it zooms in. So when I do the readings, I can show like my favorite card. Let's say, because I have it here in the front. So we'll go like this, and then you can see the card. You can see when I do the readings, I can pull the cards up. I can pull like this card up. And then I can tell you it's the strength. Oh shit. So I got the magician and the strength card. So it's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. But I could like show you guys. This is a zoom in, but you see I got the cards here. So I could show you guys the cards, and then I could shuffle it. And then pull out a card, and then I could go like doom. And this is it's in reverse. It's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So you're not gonna be as distracted as you think. You're not it's not. Don't worry about the distraction, because it's not about the distraction. It's about getting the fucking work done. And doing what you're supposed to do. Get shit accomplished. Time is very precious, and people waste it every day. Every day. Time is more valuable than money. Because you know why? Because we run off of time. Money runs off its use. And it's gonna be here forever, and we're not. Money has been passed down and passed down, passed down and passed down, because we can't take money with us. So let's bring this camera back. I like that I can control the camera. I like the zoom in. That's why I bought it. It's sometimes you got to invest in yourself and take care of yourself, and I did the show yesterday. I talked about what I talked about. I leave that for you guys to go back and watch, because I'm not going to repeat what I said. But I'm moving forward. I'm going to try to do everything I can for as much as I can for as long as I can. If I need a break, I'm going to tell you guys I need a break. I don't know how long that break's going to be, and I don't communicate with anybody on the break. It's because I got to reserve and recharge my energy. And if I'm in too much of the same energy, it depletes me. So I need to like recharge. And I need to take time. And that's the only how I can recharge is through time. And it wastes my time. Because it takes a long time for me to get better, especially health-wise. So on top of the energy, I got to deal with the health. You only have one body. You only have one life to live. You know, you got to take, care of yourself and do what you got to, do to make yourself better. If you have the opportunity to do it, do it. No excuses. There shouldn't be an excuse for health. For health, there's never an excuse. It's either you go do it or you don't and you die. Those are your choices. Select wisely. Yeah. I see a lot of doctors. A lot of doctors. I'm doing physical therapy again at the pool. So that's fun. I have to do therapy in the pool. And it's at a medical, it's like a medical hospital for patients and disabled patients. It's tough. It's the accident I had a long time ago. It takes its toll on me, especially in the spring and during rain. And it's raining outside right now. And I'm achy. I'm tired. And I've been having a lot of things going on, and health wise, that's making me think that maybe my time is almost up. And things that are happening so fast, makes me believe that even more. Because something like this would take time to develop, like what they just did for Trump. And Trump just did it within 120 something days, 115, 120 days. They throw this big festival for him, and it's like so private and so beautiful. The respect, man, he must have been feeling so good today. That energy is so infectious. It is such good energy. But then you have the Democrats, they're going crazy. And they're trying to break into the ICE facility, and they're trying to run amok. And you have Bernie Sanders acting like a fool, staying at 5-star resort like hotels and eating over hundreds of dollars worth of food from the hotel and flying private jets, building up like all this carbon footprint, but yet he wanted to be the voice. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh man, you need to wake the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, and you AOC, shut that bitch up too, because she's a disgrace to my culture. Like, I'm Puerto Rican, so I could talk about that bitch. And I'll tell you right now, she is a clown, and that's I feel bad for the clowns. I don't like clowns. I don't. I mean, ever since I seen that movie, what was it, the clown, the killer clowns from outer space? I never fucking like clowns, and they creep me out. And they always creep me out since I was a kid. And like, that's a phobia. I don't know the name of it, but I know it's a phobia. And I don't like clowns. I don't. I don't like AOC the same way. And like I said, if I was to hear her voice for 24 hours straight, I would jump off a bridge going on a fast speeding car and just jump off the car and jump off the bridge at the same time. If I have to listen to her for 24 hours, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I'd rather wait outside and hold a rod and pray that lightning would hit me before I listen to 24 hours of her talking. So it's a rant. I'm ranting. Get this energy out of me before I go to sleep. That's a good thing to do. Get that energy out. You sleep better. You sleep good. Get that negative out. Like, fuck you, bitch. And fuck you, YouTube. And get it out. Get it out and just shake it off. Tomorrow's another day, and it's always full of surprises. Every day, it's like a gift. Every day, I treat every day as a gift. You know? It's better than Christmas. I believe it's better than Christmas because, like, every day you're lucky to be alive, and you're here now, and you got to enjoy it. You can't just take advantage of it. You have to really put in the effort and do it. You have to. It's every day we're so lucky, and I treat it like that way. And I wish more people would, not take it for granted. Just realize that, damn, we're fucking lucky. We're lucky to be alive, and we're lucky to be in this time in space and like moment in history that we're living in, that people are going to be talking about for hundreds and maybe thousands of years into the future. Who knows how long this shit goes? Now things that are data and stuff, you don't know this, but this information and stuff like that, it gets saved in a hard drive, and that information is already in space. It's in a like they have it's kind of like harvesting information, but they have it in space. It's kind of like a data bank, but it's in space. And all this information, daily stuff, gets sent to that, and it's saved. So if anything was to happen to the planet, like the goal is that they'll take that information, and wherever they go, that information would be kept in there, and wherever it goes, it'll if it survives, or whatever runs across it, they'll have information. It's just weird shit. Like we I don't know. Like I always thought, like humanity was dropped off here. We weren't born into here. We were dropped off here. We were dropped off here. We're like, I don't know if we're an experiment or what, but we're dropped off here for sure. And then they brainwash us. They make us believe things. They tell us stories. And then they teach you from about 4 or 5 years old, maybe younger. Now these days they start you like at like 2-3 years old. They're already starting to like feed you information and trying to brainwash you at a young age. My problem is that I got hit over the head, and I hit my head too many times in my life. So I'm kind of like broken. Well, I'm not like wired in as others are, They're so wired in, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just floating in the system. But it's interesting. Like the world is interesting. It's an interesting place. But it's like, to me, there's so many things going on behind the scenes that you're not capable of knowing. It's just, you're just part of the herd, That's how they treat everyone. We're just herd. We're just part of the herd. But there's some very important things happening. And we're not really entitled to knowing what's the truth. Because like they say in the movies, you can't handle the truth. It's true. A lot of people can't handle the truth. Like the Democrats, they can't handle the truth. That's why they're so bad. And they get away with it because they kind of have like a protection. Which I think is stupid. Andrea, 54 Hector, how you doing? I know I'm back. How you doing? How's your daughter doing? Ooh, she graduates next week from 6th grade. Wow. Ooh, she's getting into the 7th grade. Holy moly. She's going to grow up fast. 7th grade. I remember 7th grade. That was a wild time. It was like middle school. So you're like in the middle of the bunch. And it was interesting times. It was cool times. I had to beat up one kid. Oh shit, Rick, what? I was like, yeah, I beat up this one guy, this one kid. He got on my fucking nerves and like he wanted to fight. So I was like, all right, we fight. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I love this. I was like, I got an easy win here. So this is like, I'm not even worried. And I whipped his ass. His name, I'll never forget his name. His name was George. I don't know. I don't remember his last name. I remember his first name was George. It was George something. I don't remember his fucking last name. Last time I heard he went into the military, but he went into the Navy. I was like, you pussy. I went into the Army. But it was weird. He was just a weird kid, and I whipped his ass. And then football too, I whipped his ass too. Like he got double whooped. He thought he was really good at something that he wasn't good at. And I told him, I was like, dude, like your hands, you should just call them Crisco. Because they're fucking so slippery that you can't even catch anything. So, and I used to play quarterback. So I was the one throwing the ball at him. So I know. It's like, dude, Crisco, just get sponsored by Crisco. Like, you're fucking useless. Like, he pissed me off, man, so much. I remember that fight, man. And I would think I was in 7th grade too. I think that's the grade where you fight the most, the 7th grade. So be careful, Andrea. Be careful. You have your daughter fight some bitch. My sister beat up some girl in 7th grade. My sister beat up a girl in 7th grade. My sister's like, I was there because during that time we were at this. She was just 2 grade levels below me. So I was in 7th. Actually, she was in 5th grade. No, I was in 8th grade. She was in 6th grade, and that's how we ended up in middle school together. And she beat up this girl. She's like, I was in the lunch, and we were in this area where we hang out and stuff. And like, my sister's like, "Oh, that's the bitch." I was like, "What?" She's like, "I got this." I was like, "Got what?" And she go over there and boom, 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 boom. It's like, I thought it was like the fucking episode of Heathcliff. Like, I thought I was back in fucking like early 80s, like watching Heathcliff. If you're oldie like me, you know the 80s and you know Heathcliff. I thought I was watching an episode of Heathcliff. Yeah. Oh man, that cat was a menace. But she was like, I was like, let me get out of here. You know, it's like I had one good fight, George. I had another fight when I was actually in elementary school. There's one kid, I forgot his name. What was his name? What was his name? I forgot his name. It's a Nelson or something. It was some kid's name. I forgot his name. He tried me. He tried me outside a library. Like, I was in line. I was chilling, right? So he comes next to me. He like pushed me. Like, he pushed me a little bit. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, and then he started talking some shit. Yo, I had to turn around and put him in his place. Like, that's another fight I had. And I just, like, they don't understand. My dad really liked boxing. So I used to watch boxing a lot. And I used to imitate their moves. So I'm sorry. They didn't know that. Sorry for you. You don't watch boxing, so too bad. Those kids never had a chance. None of them had a chance. So, but I was really peaceful. Like, I wasn't like menace or anything like that. I wasn't like a Dennis the Menace. Like, no. I was very peaceful. It's just like, if you fuck with me, then you have to deal with me. That's it. That was just, I was zero nonsense. I got in trouble a lot, especially in middle school. I got in trouble a lot. A lot. Like crazy shit. I was like, I always felt like a spirit got into me when I was younger, especially after the Ouija board. I always think about it. If you've seen my other seasons, I talk about it. But something got into me. It was because of my cousin's fault. It wasn't my fault. And it wasn't my board either. I was too young. I was a youngling. But I always felt that energy got into me. Definitely got into me because it was cold. So whoever he is, he's been in me for the longest. Imagine I go get exercise and it comes out. I'm like, fuck. I wanted to stay in there forever. It's like, but definitely something got into me when I was younger. Anyhow, what time is it? It's 11:30. I want to finish this joint because it's raining outside. I can wrap up the show at 12. My body's hurting me, so I'll take some medicine before I go to sleep. Let's see. Yeah, she goes up fine. Yes, super fast, easy, quiet. How you doing, Eric? Eric was here earlier. He passes by. I said, "What's up, Eric?" I haven't been on his show. I haven't. I just been out of it, with the energy. So I hope he understands. I still have you on my, I didn't even go into that. I forgot what's that thing. I have it. I just don't go into it. I know they steal my videos from here, and it's not really stealing, but they rip my videos from here and they put it onto their channel, which I never authorized them to do, but they've been doing it. It's crazy. I finished the Jay and Jory. I know, right? I'm halfway on this. But I'm glad you remember the show. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff, and my life is so interesting. My life is a book. Like, oh man, so many interesting things happen in my life. It's just weird too. A lot of weird shit too. But after that whatever that got into me, man, he was mean. Like, he wasn't mean. Like, he was like definitely like Indian for sure. It was very native that got into me, because he would take me places that I'd never been to. It was a thing that was inside of me. He took me to, like, and that's why I say he was an Indian, because he was always take me by the water, and he would take me like in Miami. This is in Miami, so I would have to like chart it out one day and put a map and then show you guys exactly where this entity would take me, and I would know how to get there like nothing. That was the weird shit. He would make me like do things, and enough to survive for the day. It was just so weird. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. I got my ass whooped. My mom like Mike Tyson me for sure. I got Mike Tyson. But that's the whole story. That's like, I'm just like nitpicking the story, but that is a full, like, I know the whole thing because I was the one there. But definitely something was guiding me for sure. Because he knew all these places. He knew where to go. I never been to these places. I never been to like these directions and stuff, and to that swimming pool, which was right by the Miami River. There was a pool where it used to take me to, and I would go to the pool. and I was young, so I used to go to the pool in Miami, and I was young, man. I was 10 years old. No, was I? Wait, hold on. I was 10 years old. I was in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. And I used to go exploring. Like, I wouldn't go to school, and I would end up in downtown Miami. And I was living close to the Orange Bowl. So if you know Miami, if you know the area, you know what I'm talking about. That's a distance. And I would end up over there, and I would take my butt home. And I would knew the way because something was guiding me to it. I had the energy though when I was young too. So something got into me when I was young, because it has to have been through that Ouija board, because I was the only one that was playing with my cousin. So after whatever that thing got into me, like, I did a lot of stuff. Crazy. Yeah, this is 2 years. That's true. Abby's been on for a long minute too. But I've been through a lot of stuff. Miami wasn't the same Miami how Miami is now. I don't even know how Miami is now. Like I was thinking about taking a trip down there, but like, I know eventually I'm gonna have to take a trip down there, and everything has changed. Almost everything has changed, but there's it's not the same how it used to be. Not like how I grew up. That's for sure. There's more buildings, more more of everything. Don't want them to get hit with a strong hurricane this year. I'm just saying. Like, those buildings by the coast, like the one that fell in Surfside, Florida. I didn't live too far from there when I used to live in Miami Beach. But I lived on the north side, so it wasn't too far from Surfside. And that condo just collapsed. Like, it broke apart. Like, it gave way. All those people died, man. That's crazy. And they were in their sleep. That's fucked up. To have that building collapse the way it did, man, I felt that one. I felt the energy of people dying. That was tough. That was tough. That was crazy. But that was preventable. It was very preventable. They didn't really have private, like proper inspection. So it was just something stupidity by, I don't know if it's by them or the president or whatever, deal that they had, but that building was in horrible shape. But there's a lot of condos like that on that area, all around the coast, that are pretty much runnable. They can, during a hurricanes, they bring in like the surge comes in, and that's all salt water, and salt water is very corrosive. Like, it eats up. The salt water is very strong. The salt is very strong. And that's the problem with living on the coast out there. And there's millionaires, people with big money. Like, I knew someone that was a big rock and roll individual. He used to tour with the band. I'm not going to specify the name and stuff like that, but I remember I used to take them to this, sometimes I give them a ride because they need a ride, or they used to call me up, and They had a lot of money. They were covered their apartment, like you were like in another world, and you see outside like the ocean, like the view. Oh man. I wasn't talented in music. I was not talented in playing any instrument or anything like that. I tried a couple of things, but I'm not musical talented at all. I tried. I remember my first try a musical instrument was, man, I will have to go back to like elementary school, more towards like first or second grade. We had the music class, and then you would like they'll give you an instrument to play. Yeah, it was just like weird shit. I'm trying to go back to the days because remember that school back in the day, like in my memory, how I remember, it's not how it is now there. Like that image in my memory, it's gone. Like in reality, ain't that sad? And the fact that I've been away for so long, so my memory is only of that image of what I know. So I know when I go back and see like the difference. You know, it's just for me, it's like a disappointment. But that rain's coming down. We need that rain. We really do. We need that rain. My cats are sleeping. One's on the bed, the other one's on the couch. She's knocked out. And I'm about to knock out too. Because finish this little bit here and we'll call it a night. That rain is so relaxing, like it's making me want to sleep more. Because I have a drain pipe above my roof here that leads through the wall and it comes downward. So I have this energy of running water. It sounds like a little like waterfall inside my apartment. And that sound is so relaxing. It makes you sleep really good. So I think all of us are going to sleep really good tonight. I know my cats are high. I know the adult one, she has like definitely has second contact. People going outside, they're like, oh hell no. Just because it's raining. Surprise. 11:43 at night and it's pouring outside. But that's really good. It makes it more comfortable. It makes it better. It's cooler. Like, I don't even want to turn on the AC yet. Not until when it's way too hot. Because right now it's comfortable. I just turn on the ceiling, the fan. I have a stand fan. And I sleep with that. I'm good. It's still cool. We're still in like 60s. Some nights it'll be upper 50s, lower 60s. Daytime highs like creeping up in the 70s. So summer's gonna be a wild one. Let's see what happens this year. Hurricane season. That's another mess we gotta deal with. Imagine a hurricane goes to Miami. Oh no. That would be not good. That would be not good. Almost one time. Hurricane Andrew. I was there for Hurricane Andrew. My uncle lost his eye in Hurricane Andrew. Yeah. A lot of things happen. You know. Natural disasters It's not gonna stop. It's gonna be happening even after we gone. Things are always gonna happen. It's like playing darts. Who's gonna get it this year? Who's the one that's gonna really get it this year? Florida needs a break. Florida needs a break. If one goes into Miami or Fort Lauderdale, that would be really, really big news. A hurricane hasn't hit that area, and I don't remember. Maybe it has hit before, but I'm pretty sure it's been like way, way back in the days. Yeah, but a good like Andrew, when Andrew hit, it was going towards Miami. I thought we were dead. I thought we were gonna die because it was coming towards Miami. But then I started pushing it south. I started putting my energy, focus. I was like, push it a little bit down. You know, I would like to experience it because I was always hyped up about it. I was like excited about it. But it was scary. It was one of the scariest nights of my life. Like there was a lot of tornadoes. You would feel it. You would feel the pressure, and then you would hear the tornadoes. You would hear like it sounds like how they say like a train like crossing on the tracks. Kind of like that. It's like a rush, like a like real. And you feel it. You feel it, and like when the pressure drops, your ears pop, and that was wild times. I could say I survived Hurricane Andrew. Not many people could say that. A lot of people died in Hurricane Andrew too, but it did go south. I ended up going down to an area where it was least like not the most populated area, but it was people there, and a lot of people lost their houses. My uncle lost his house. The zoo lost his animals. Majority of his animals escaped. My uncle, I remember he was saying that like every night he sees the monkeys. Like there's a gang of monkeys that come through, like looking for food and looking around and stuff, like very mischief. I was like, he's like, yeah, it's like the zoo is outside. Like you see the parrots, you see the birds, you see like monkeys, you be seeing like all weird like stuff. And I was like, that's interesting. At that time, I was about 12 years old. That shit was wild. I always remember it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up soon. What time is it? 48. 12 minutes. Let's make it towards midnight. But there is going to be some kind of natural disaster this year. Earthquakes always happens. It's just the earth is expanding. People are paying attention to the wrong thing. That's the problem. Because people pay attention to what the earth is doing, but it's not the earth. It's the sun. You always gotta even in history, they have they worshipped the sun. The sun would created everything and creates everything. The energy, the light, the force is from the sun. Like in this back here, that's like a sun right there. It's the energy. And they knew back in the days to worship the sun. The sun has so much energy it provides, like solar. Look at solar. I am surprised that there has not been a company to build solar paneled solar vehicles that are not only solar panel, but like it's within the paint. It's within the paint scheme. And driving it in the sun and stuff recharges it faster and quicker because use the alternator, use the rotation of the tires and the sunlight hitting on the vehicle. It will always charge your vehicle. You will never need to go to a charger. You will never need to go do anything to that vehicle. Only when the tires need to be changed. That's it. You know, I probably gave out a patent for something that you guys could take advantage and go build. Like, go do it. Who's listening? Nobody. Fucking Elon was here. He'd be like, let me take down some fucking notes. Those motherfuckers talking some fucking good shit here. Like a fucking real solar vehicle that it still charges even if there's a storm, like outside, because the rotation of the tires on 4 tires can generate enough energy to charge and store the energy back within itself. So your car will always have power, no matter what, rain or shine. Why has hasn't been built or done yet? I don't know. But hopefully someone listens to me and say, fuck it, man, this guy had fucking real good ideas. Let's go ahead and fucking do it. Let's see if we could do it. And you don't have to worry about fossil fuels ever again. You will never have to worry about oil or any of that stuff. You know, from time to time you have to wash it and stuff, but it would be a very high-tech vehicle. Very high-tech vehicle. One of the strongest vehicles you ever seen or ever been on. It would be so high-tech. And very safe. Like a very safe vehicle. It can happen. And is the technology here? Not yet. I mean, they're trying to. Like, Elon is up in he's doing something, but it's just in the beginning phases. Like, it's like right now, it's kind of like it just got born. You know what I mean? You get to hold it. You get to, care for it. You get to feed it. You get to change its pamper. That's where we're at. But we still got a long ways to go, but the future, we'll have so much oil, because we're not using it it will have surpluses. So the oil prices will be cheaper. And we could use it for something else. Especially like Arizona. Like over there. Oh man. You could put it's like sensors. Like you could put it on the vehicle and it collects the energy from the sun. And it's translucent, so it's in the paint. So it's like within the paint, but it doesn't show on the paint. Like you can't see it, but it's the sun's hitting it. It's getting the energy, and nobody has done it yet. Take my medicine. Oh man, it was a good show. It's a second show back, 2 hours. My neck is killing me. I was struggling on the second hour for sure. My neck really hurts. I'm not used to it, so my neck is always going to be jacked up. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone stays healthy, get healthy, stay focused, concentrate on what you're doing. Don't second guess yourself. Believe in yourself. Listen to yourself. Don't waste your time because, like I said, time is more valuable than money, and you're not here forever. We all have to experience this. We all have to go one day. It's just like I used to say, you're born to die. So while you're alive, take advantage of it and live a good life. Not telling you how to live your life, but have a good life. However you live your life, every life, every eyes is their own version of the world. So make your world a better place, right? Make your world. Because your world is you see it one way, I can see it another. And we've seen a lot of people not seeing properly. They need to go get some glasses or something because these Democrats are out of hand, man. I've never seen a party collapse before. I've never seen one collapse. This is the first time in history, first time in my lifetime that I see a party just flounder like a fish, like really flatten out, like flatline. Not in a healthy state. Not really. Not healthy at all. All right. Well, I'd like to thank those who came through on the show. Appreciate you guys in the chat. For those who are rewatching, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. It's the beginning again, so everything's always going to be slow. But that's the way I kind of like it, because I've always been a person that didn't like so much attention. I don't want like hundreds of thousands of people here. Imagine that. Imagine having too many people that you can't just get a word in. You get overwhelmed. Me as a psychic, I don't want that like too much energy. I'm only for few. I'm not for all. I'm only for some, not for everyone. Not all size fits with me. I don't fit all sizes. It's I'm meant for certain people. That's it. I'm done after this puff, and that's it. All right. Thank you 1,000 times more for those rewatching. Thank you again for those who participated in the chat room. And you come up with your own opinion, like look at the energy you experienced today between negative and positive. Where do you want to fit? Where do you want to be? Until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at. Bye for now.